That sound you just heard was I've just put my walking frame crashing. I'm so sorry. Oh, the secrets are out. I'm propped up against a walking frame in these videos because I'm really quite seriously ill. Anyway, you don't know that. Right, I'm Paul Murphy. And I'm going to come forward because I just don't like the angle of the camera there. I'm so sorry about this. That'll do that, yeah? Okay. And I'm continuing with my readings of various books of mine in the hope that you might be interested enough to go and buy one, because all the naughty is good, my lovely children. And looking through the videos I've done so far, I've discovered I haven't got enough of this one. This is the Fabbles, which is my spoof of the Beatles, post-Beatles. Having said that, the bit I'm just about to read isn't post-Beatles, because this is a retrospective view of some of it. So it's the Beatles, the Fabbles, the solo years, Jim, Pall, Grunge and Bongo. 4th of September, also today, I think it's 1971 here, George Smarty concludes, George Martin obviously, I'm not going to go through all the references and stuff, you'll work it out, concludes his Melody Maker interview with his views on the current work of the ex-Fabbles and why fingernails make excellent Christmas decorations. Interviewer, what did you have to do, George, with the recording of Let It End? I produced the whole album originally and got a great shock when it came out and I found it reproduced by Phil Spectre. Spectre, S-P-E-C-T-R-E, in case you're thinking, well, he hasn't done anything with that name. I said to Paul, by the way, Paul is spelled P-A-L-L, and that's the last aside here. And there might be a few B-sides. I said to Paul, I think we've both been reproduction by Jim. What's your opinion of what Spectre did to it? Well, it was an unhappy album from the beginning and then it went downhill. They were all fighting like mad. I remember Bongo fluffing a drum fill one day and Paul suing him. Instantly. They all had their lawyers in the studio. Jim insisted that it was going to be a natural album, so they recorded it in the nude. Jim said to me, I don't want editing or overdubs of voices or instruments. Nothing that makes my rubbish sound like a good song. So we made it like that. Well, they let me keep my tie on. And then we took the tapes and we buried them in a field. Poured 20,000 tons of concrete on top, built a nuclear reactor and an ancient ritual graveyard on top of the concrete. We thought that would be the last we would ever see of those tapes. I couldn't believe it when it came out as their last album. I knew that Jim was going into the studios and I should have got some idea what was coming when I heard that all of a sudden there was a kitchen sink shortage in London. What do you think of their current solo work compared to their Fabbles work? Well, Grunge has gone from 2 songs an album to 3 albums an album, so he's come on in leaps and bounds. Bongo has gone from 1 song an album to a #1 song an album, so he's come on in leaps and bounds and strides. Paul has gone from writing timeless melodies that the whole world sang along to 2 pieces, so he's gone backwards faster than a hog walking into a sausage shop. Jim, of course, only wrote a couple of songs after he left the Indian Takeaway, so that's my Mickey take of the Maharishi. So he's come on in leaps and bounds and strides and stretches. But they're not very good songs. Look at the inspirational qualities behind that song he wrote when Paul's car wouldn't start, All You Need Is a Shove, to the nonsense about children taking over their schools that he's come out with now. What's it called? Power to the Pupil. But the main thing is, they're all welcome to use my studios. Mates rates? Not after Let It End. 4th of September. Jim and Nunu resume filming their Imogen movie. Today, in their rooms at the St. Regis Hotel in New York, a succession of men ranging from the couple's assistants to celebrities including Fred Astaircase, Jack Palance, Dick Scratchit, and even Grunge escort Nunu over and over through a doorway. Onto a railway line. We're not getting along, explains Jim. 7th of September. Having read the 3rd and final part of George Smarty's interview, Jim flies into an apoplectic rage and writes him a letter direct. Dear Mr. Smarty, yeah, Jim and Nunu. Having learned nothing from the Let It Bend release date debacle, he asked Bongo to deliver the letter in person. Smarty politely accepts the letter, politely reads it, and politely throws Bongo out the window. You know, I've got to get Jim a book of stamps, Miss the Pavement Bound Drummer. That doesn't really work until you read some of the other bits. Okay, I'm going to slide my wheelchair forward here and do another bit.